Good morning. I'm so happy to be here with you this morning. I'm Christina Hallett, and I'm going to talk to you about ways of managing stress in your life. I'm a clinical psychologist, a coach, and I'm an associate professor in psychology. And I'm thrilled to have this opportunity to talk with you about things that are important in all of our lives. Because face it, we all encounter stress. There's no way to not have stress in our lives. And what I'm hoping to do is to share some thoughts with you about how you can alter that so that in fact you're feeling your best self and that you're really able to live your life in a way that brings you joy and ease in every moment. So, first of all, what I'd like to do is just say, this is a moment to smile and to celebrate. There's so much research in positive psychology that talks about gratitude and celebration, and we don't necessarily do that. One of the things that you can do is that you can find all of the little moments in your day and say, hey, what I'm going to do is I'm going to celebrate this accomplishment. So if you got out of bed when you didn't want to, that's an opportunity to say, okay, yay, I'm pretty happy that I got out of bed even though I didn't want to. I know it's a really small thing, but it's those small things that we celebrate that make such a difference in our lives. And so that's something that you can do. If you pay attention to all of those small things throughout your day, then what you're going to find is that in fact you have lots of opportunities to then be feeling good. And feeling good is one of your best antidotes against stress. So what are some of the things that you can set your mind to celebrating today? You know, maybe it's that you finished something that you hadn't thought that you were going to finish on time, or you managed to get another load of laundry done when you got home. Or maybe, and this would be phenomenal, maybe one of the things that you did was that you decided that you were going to take some time for yourself, some time to rest and really enjoy the moment. Because one of the things that gets in the way for all of us is that we're so busy, we're running around so much that we don't have time to do what we need to do to take care of ourselves. And if you want to really beat stress, then you need to make taking care of yourself a huge priority. I know. When we talk about self-care, the most common thing I hear is people saying, I don't have time for self-care. I would do it if I could find the time, but I've got to work, I've got to take care of the house, maybe have children or a partner, that there's so much to do that taking care of yourself is really the final thing that you get around to doing. And in fact, if you want to take care of others, because others are important to you, then the very best thing that you can do is to take care of yourself. And that means setting aside time to rest, to relax, to do the things that bring you passion and that bring you joy. You know, I've been doing a lot of flying recently, and every time I get on the plane, I listen to the flight attendants talk, and they say that thing, you know, you've heard it, that thing, okay, so if there's a problem, grab a mask, and if you're traveling with someone, put your mask on first before you put the mask on the child or the person that you're traveling with to help. And, you know, sometimes you think, well, no, I want to help this other person first. But in reality, the airline has it right. You've got to put your own mask on first if you want to be able to effectively help anyone else, right? That's the only way to do it. If you're not taking care of yourself, then the amount that you have available, your own resources, are decreased. And really what you want to do is you want to have an opportunity to give in the ways that you want to give to those who are important in your life. And that really has to start with you giving to you first. So finding those ways to celebrate, making good choices. You know, the choice that says, hey, this is a time I'm just going to sit quietly outside and listen to the birds. That's something I did this morning before I came into my office. I have a gazebo, and okay, so it's a little cold because I'm in Connecticut, and in fact, this morning it was about 39. But you know what? It was sunny, it was beautiful, and I have all these birdhouses and lovely birds who just like to chirp in the morning. And so I sit out there for about 5 or 10 minutes just as a way to get grounded and start off the day. That's not 5 or 10 minutes that takes away from any of the other things I've got to accomplish in the day. And I bet if you look, there are ways that you can find 5 or 10 minutes to sit quietly and appreciate what's around you. Or you might be taking a bath, or you might be going for a walk, or whatever it is that for you is part of relaxation. And I want to mention that actually being able to relax is a skill. You might not have developed this skill. I know that I hadn't. It took me a lot of years and a lot of work to be able to consciously learn the skill of relaxing, of saying, okay, for all those little voices in my head, that long list of things that need to be done, I'm going to put you aside, because part of the things that need to be done is self-care, is finding the way to relax and building that skill of relaxation. So that's an opportunity for you. Maybe what you can do today is try to find those 5 minutes. You've got them. Take those 5 minutes. Identify that time, plan it for yourself, and say, this is your time, at least 5 minutes just for you, doing something that really brings you pleasure. One example that you could do would be you could choose to mindfully eat. So let's say you're sitting down to dinner, and normally what you would be doing is you'd be reviewing reports or making a list of all of the other things that you need to do, or watching TV or reading a book. Instead, what you could try, dinner, lunch, whatever, you could just try eating and focusing on what you're actually eating. What those sensations are that come up when you eat, the tastes of what you're eating. And quite frankly, if you don't like what you're eating, maybe it's time to change it up and find something that you do like to eat so that you can really enjoy that. That would be phenomenal. If you're truly paying attention and being mindful in those moments when you're eating, that's giving yourself a little stress break. That's a little bit of relaxation. And you've got to eat, right? I mean, you know you have to eat. So take the time to eat in a way that's going to nourish you and nourish your body, but also nourish your inner self and your soul. Another tactic that you can do to bust stress is gratitude. So we talked about celebrating during the day, but you can also find moments of gratitude. As a psychologist, I've done a lot of work in the field of positive psychology, and one of the strongest results that's been researched over and over again is the amazing impact that gratitude has for us. It can take someone who's feeling depressed or just not really happy with their life and make an enormous, long-standing difference. So here's a simple way that you can manage that. Each day, before you go to bed, write down in a little notebook, a pad by your bed, something, 3 good things that happened in your day. And if you really want to amp this up, put down 3 good things and why they happened. It doesn't have to be anything major. The 3 good things, well, the other day, one of mine was, I didn't hit that other car when I was going around the rotary and I didn't see it because it was dark. That was a really good thing. I was very grateful for that. As you're writing down the 3 good things that happened in your day, what I want you to do is really feel that gratitude. Don't just list them, I'm grateful for my dog, my husband, my job. I mean, those are great, and be grateful for those, but really allow yourself to feel that gratitude. When you have an opportunity to truly feel that gratitude, it is going to make an enormous difference in your life. So I guarantee if you spend at least 1 week every day writing down 3 good things that happened, and you really feel the gratitude that you have for those things, you are going to see a difference in how you feel. Your mood is going to be better. Your stress is going to be less. This is an absolute guarantee. And if you want to keep it going for longer than a week, hey, that will be even better, and it will last even longer. So that's a really simple thing that you can do. And it doesn't take a lot of time. Again, we're talking 5 minutes or less. The strategies that I like you to do are the things that really don't take up a lot of time, because I know you're busy, you're stressed, you're like, I don't have time for this. So this is a way. We're really looking at short, easy things that you can implement to truly make a difference in your life. Another idea that you can do that really helps with stress is create a playlist for yourself. So most of us, I'm using my phone right now. Most of us have devices that we bring with us. If you create a playlist that really speaks to the feelings that you want to feel, that will decrease your stress. Lots of times what people do is that they listen to music and they pick the music that matches their mood. And that can be great if you're happy and you're listening to happy music. That's wonderful. Keep doing it. But sometimes what we really want to do is we want to pick the music to create the mood that we want. So if you're feeling really stressed, putting on that playlist that brings you up, that adds energy to your day, the one that sort of gets you moving and your toes tapping and that you sort of want to sing along, go ahead. Maybe you have to sing quietly to yourself because you don't want everyone in your office to hear you, or you're in the car and you put that playlist on. But that playlist will absolutely impact your mood. That's something that you can do. It's another quick strategy, and it can hugely impact your mood. So think about altering your mood by using the playlist rather than picking what it is to match what you feel, because that doesn't always work so great. Another thing that you can do, and this is also using your senses, is you can use essential oils. You can get them pretty much anywhere. You can order them online. Therapeutic grade essential oils are the best because you probably want to put them on your body. So here's the deal. You have to figure out what scent works for you that brings up the feelings that you're looking to have. In general, we think of things like eucalyptus or lavender or peppermint. Those are things that can reduce stress. In fact, when I used to work at a prior job, I was supervising a whole bunch of people, and I had a big bottle of peppermint oil on my desk, and they'd come running into my office and they'd grab the peppermint oil and they'd smell it and they'd say, "Oh, I'm so stressed, I need the peppermint oil." So it would work. But that's only if, in fact, you associate the scent of peppermint with something that's decreasing your stress. It's not universal. There's general guidelines about scents, but you've got to figure out what works for you. So you might go to some place that has a whole bunch of essential oils and smell different ones and pay attention in your body to see what are the things that bring up that feeling of joy or relaxation or calm. Generally speaking, things that are in the citrus family tend to be the happy scents. So wild sweet orange is one, lemon is another. I love grapefruit. And so you can get these simply in a bottle and you can dab them on your neck or on your temples or on your wrists so you can smell it. They also often come in a roll-on so you can literally roll it on. But that's a way to decrease your stress and increase your mood. And that's taking, 30 seconds? I mean, you have to find it. But once you find it and you have that oil, that's going to make a difference. And you can reapply that as many times as you want throughout the day. I love, personally, the lemon scents because to me, they're just so cheery and positive, and the oranges and, as I said, grapefruit. So those are ones that I use. But you want to pick out whatever it is that works for you and use that scent. Here's another quick strategy to reduce stress. Have you paid attention to where your shoulders are? So throughout the day, lots of times our shoulders get really high like this, and we don't even know it because we're so busy. We're typing and we're working and we're doing things. And what I want you to do, even right now, is just lower your shoulders. Yeah, just like that. Sort of bring your shoulder blades together in the back and consciously lower them. You're going to feel a release of tension in your neck and shoulders. That's going to feel fantastic. But I guarantee you are doing this without even knowing it. That as your day's going on, your shoulders are sort of tightening and they're raising up, and just bringing your attention to your shoulders and actively lowering them is going to make a really big difference in how you feel in that moment. That's an easy strategy. And again, what does that take? The most important thing, and I saved this for now, the most important thing, though, that I want you to do when you think about decreasing stress is I want you to really consider making a commitment and a priority to being your own best friend. So here's the thing. We've all had a best friend. Maybe you have one or a couple right now, or at some point in your life, you've had a best friend. And think about, how do you talk to your best friend? You're supportive, you're encouraging, and if your best friend's doing something that you don't think is in their best interest or you don't really like, you tell them, but you tell them with compassion. You talk to them in a way that says, no matter what, I care about you. And even if I have to share something difficult or that you may not really love, you're going to do it in a way that cares about them. You're not going to yell at them. You're not going to be unkind to them. You're not going to say, that was a really dumb thing that you did, and be not caring. But think for a minute about what are the things that you say to yourself in your head all throughout the day. How do you look at what you're doing and what your own actions are? What's your inner dialogue like? Are you talking to yourself as if you are your own best friend? Chances are really high that you're not. I know. We don't even realize it. We drop something and you say, I'm so stupid. How could I do that? We have all sorts of dialogue that goes on in our head that isn't kind, that isn't compassionate, and that it may be honest in that it may be speaking some truth, but chances are the way that we've put that out to ourselves is not ever the way that we would talk to someone who is our own best friend. So if we become that to ourselves, if we become our own best friend, you're going to see that that's going to change that inner dialogue. And when that inner dialogue changes, that's going to make it even easier to celebrate the things that you do, to take the time, make that time for yourself, to do some of these strategies, to lower your shoulders, to eat mindfully, to breathe, to do the things that bring you joy, to have those opportunities to really feel good throughout the day. And no matter what your situation is, I can absolutely, positively guarantee that if you alter the way you talk to yourself inside your head, you're going to see that that makes such a difference in how you feel and how you see the world. It's like you're going to have a whole new world opening up in front of you. And that's what's so phenomenal, that if you use that compassion and that caring towards yourself, it's going to be transformative. It's a simple strategy. Now, I have a book that's coming out, actually April 6th. It'll come out on Amazon. It's called Own Best Friend, 8 Steps to a Life of Purpose, Passion, and Ease. Let me say that again. Own Best Friend, 8 Steps to a Life of Purpose, Passion, and Ease. It's coming out as an ebook first on Amazon, April 6th. So feel free to message me or email me if you'd like to get a free copy of that book. I am so happy to send it to you. Along with the book, I have a coaching program that's developed for women who really want to make a difference in their lives. They want to apply those 8 steps and really transform so that they're feeling that they're living their passions, they've decreased stress, they've increased resilience, they're more productive, they suddenly have more time, more energy, and that they're living the life that they really want to live. Now, you can read the book and implement the strategies on your own. That's why it's there, because really, I want it to be available to everybody. If, in fact, you decide that you want to go deeper or you want some support along the way, then, as I said, I have an online coach with weekly video coaching calls with me that will help you go even further into that. Because sometimes we really do mean to do something. We have all of the best intentions in the world. But, we need some guidance or we need some support along the way. And I would be so happy to help you or support you in that process if that's something that you're looking to do. One last tip that I want to share, because I know that I've only got a minute or so left. Do you multitask? Because if you do, A, it's not working, even if you think it is. And take it from me, I am a reformed multitasker. Because I used to believe that I could effectively multitask, and it really made a difference in managing my stress. And oh, wow. Wrong. No way. There are so many studies that really demonstrate that, in fact, when we try to multitask at this literally at the same time, and as women we are known for this, we often consider ourselves masters of multitasking. But in truth, what we're doing when we multitask means we're not really doing anything fully or to our best. I struggled against that, and so take it from me, I'm telling you, you've got to rethink that strategy. What you can do is you can use natural breaks in things to switch to different tasks. That's different than multitasking. So if you're trying to read and answer the phone and talk to someone at the same time, you're actually not doing any of those things to the best of your abilities. And that makes a difference to you and to the people that you work with. Instead, try focusing on one thing at a time. And then if you've had enough, or you get to a stuck point, or there's a natural break point, like you've sent something out and you're waiting for a response, then you can turn and do another activity that fits there. And the key to doing this really well is taking the time, again, using your time to figure out how you're going to prioritize and strategize so that you can fit together those puzzles. You know how sometimes you have a bunch of errands to do and you think, okay, I'm going to go here, here, and here, and you figure out what's the most effective way to get those done that really feels like you're not running back and forth and back and forth. It's the same thing when you look at the tasks of your day. Give yourself the gift of a few moments of planning and prioritizing and seeing how you can really focus on what you need to do in one moment. You are worth taking the time to take care of you and doing things in a way that works best for you. I'm so glad that I've had this chance to talk with you a little bit about managing stress. I have about a gazillion more ideas and tips that I am so happy to share. So feel free, as I said, message me, text me, anything that I can do to help. I am happy to help you. I am thrilled to have this opportunity, and I look forward to seeing you again. Have a fabulous day.